only go into the past but also delve into the possibilities of future. My name is Arsh, and I am the youngest archaeologist and the first Egyptologist of India. I'm also a student of over 20 languages, both ancient and modern, languages as diverse as Sanskrit, Hebrew, Arabic, French, German, Hindi, and others. My dear listeners, what is the meaning of education? When we talk about education, what really are we meaning about the term education? It has a very wide scope. It has a very huge definition. And education is absolutely, as I can agree with, opposite to what the majority may think of. Education is not just about degrees or about classes, a classroom environment, a teacher and a student, an interaction of academia. Education is much more wider in scope than all these. When we think about education, we can say that education by itself is a great force, a force that helps the youth of all the countries of the world together. It makes us to think. That is very much important when we see that education as a force allows the young people, the children, the teens, and the would be adults to think about themselves, their society, their religion, their country, their culture, and about themselves more clearly and concisely. I may add that as far as I believe, education helps a child to be creative. Creativity helps a child to be confident. And confidence takes a child to great heights. And that great height, my dear listeners, advances the society further. It is the advancement of society that is the most important thing for any human being to achieve. And that is only with the power of education that it can become a great reality. Creativity is very important in education. In the ancient Indian times, we have heard about the term Vedang, which meant the ancillary or the subsidiary branches of Vedic learning. Now, you may be surprised to know that our Hindi word siksha, or that means education in some way, is derived from the name of one of these six Vedangs. And that literally meant phonetics or knowledge of vowels, knowledge of consonants, knowledge of the proper pronunciation of words and the letters. And you may also be surprised to know that three of the six branches of these Vedic learning, that is the Vedang, dealt with grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and the meaning of the words. That is the Vyakaran or grammar, Shiksha or phonetics, the knowledge of the sounds of the letters, and Nirukta, which means etymology or the origin of the words. This truly reflects what really archaeology is, because archaeology as a subject encompasses all the different branches of learning. It is not just to dig into the soil and recover the ancient artifacts, it is also to think about them and realize how that knowledge can lead us into the future. It not only is having something to do with history, it also has social sciences, natural pure sciences, mathematics, physics, linguistics, geography, geology, astronomy, computer analysis, computics, programming, and etc. etc. Dance, arts, music, everything archaeology has. And that makes it a very special field of interest because it allows us to speak of and to learn about various branches of learning standing on a single platform, that is archaeology. As I have told that I am even a student of Sanskrit, archaeology demands its students to have a command on the various languages because we find ancient inscriptions or writings that may be written in those ancient languages. And archaeology as a subject encompasses the possible use of all these various branches of learning to make our future a better place and a better time for the future generation. Education has the elements and should have the elements of creativity because creativity is only a thing that leads to the dynamism of human intellect and human society. It is the creativity in education that archaeology fully testifies to by encompassing the various branches of learning under its fold. And as someone who is studying all these branches together, I can be jet sure about the possibilities of students or the people, the children, to get into this field for so that they can learn about the beauty of the past and can move forward towards the positive possibilities of the future to make our upcoming times a better place to live. It is just one of the many instances I have discussed with you. And in all of these, the very significance of creativity is of utmost importance. And creativity is something that not only archaeology, but I think almost all the fields of learning, irrespective of whether it is science or humanities, tend to believe upon. Thank you so much, and I hope the best of the health and happiness to all the dear listeners.